The South African National Parks operates 20 different parks nationwide and therefore offers you a wide variety of choice this festive season. South African National Parks manages a system of parks which represent the indigenous fauna, flora, landscapes and associated cultural heritage of the country. Of all the national parks, most have overnight tourist facilities with an unrivaled variety of accommodation in arid, in coastal, mountain and bushveld habitats. And we are joined now to discuss the history of the SANParks, the work that they do, and more especially where you can book your December holiday. The acting head of communications is William Mabasa. He's with SANParks. Bro Willie, pleasure to catch up with you again, my friend.
Good evening, Tim, and nice to see you again.
Much appreciated.
Thanks.
You know, 20 different parks, each with its own personality, a wide variety. Unfortunately, I'm wearing work clubs. Always, to me, Kruger. But there's much more to SANParks than Kruger.
There's a lot more.
Yes.
There's a lot more. Kruger, of course, is the most famous because it's probably, the first national park we had in the country. But we've got, in Limpopo, we have two other national parks, Marekele and Mapungubwe. Mapungubwe is famous, but people don't know where it is.
Yes.
It's, like 60 kilometers out of Messina towards Ellisras.
That's where you find it.
Yeah, and if you really like culture,
yes,
that's the place to go.
Okay.
When you go on top of the Mapungubwe hill, you can actually see Zimbabwe on the right-hand side and see Botswana on the right and the left-hand side. That's where Shashe and Limpopo River confluence.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And of course, there's a lot of history that, just staying with Mapungubwe, if you want to sort of understand and appreciate the history of the Southern African region, that's one place where you can make a start, I suppose.
Exactly. We talk civilization. But when you go to Mapungubwe, you will understand that Africans have been, with this civilization long before, the 1652 that we know about.
Yes.
You can link Mapungubwe with the Tudamela in the Kruger National Park and the Zimbabwe ruins. It's like one community that existed long time ago. All that history is there in Mapungubwe. We've got a huge interpretative center where you can go and, just understand where we come from as people.
Sure. So if you want to understand the history of Southern Africa and gain an appreciation for it, Mapungubwe would be the place to go, right?
Exactly.
And then the other one, Marekele?
Marekele is just outside Tabazimbi.
Yes.
Marekele, it's more or less the Kruger thing is Savannah with Big Five, but of course smaller than Kruger. But beautiful area to be within the waterbank.
Now, that is within driving distance generally for those who are in the greater Gauteng. But it's not those are not the only parks you have.
No. We've got many more.
Yeah.
When you go to the Free State, we have another beautiful park here called Golden Gate. It's a grassland, mountainous. It has all the beauty that you can think of when you start looking at landscapes. And of course, we also have the old dinosaurs' eggs in that park, which people have not seen. Many people have not seen. It's just 2 hours drive from Gauteng, just out between Clarence and Kwakwa. So it's a easy place to go. You can drive there in the morning, spend the whole day there and come back. But ideally, you need to stay there to enjoy that whole area.
Well, and you can also go and acquaint yourself with the dinosaurs for that. See.
It's true. I don't remember anywhere in this country where we have dinosaurs' eggs, except in that park.
Yes.
So there's a lot to learn.
Well, the country is rich with historical and natural and cultural heritage. I'm just imagining, it's a thought that crosses my mind. You can go to the Sterkfontein caves in the morning and go and find the history of human beings, their ancestors, and then go one step further, drive to the Golden Gate to go millions of years back in just a striking distance of what? Of 3-hour drive, right? But in other parks, we'll talk about the accommodation in a moment.
Yes, from Golden Gate, when you move towards the Cape, then you have Karoo National Park outside Beaufort West, which is also a very beautiful park with nice landscapes, also with a lot of animals, including lions. You remember our famous Sylvester lion was troubling people in that park.
Yes.
Until we took it we took him to Addo.
Okay,
Yes.
so Sylvester is in Addo now.
He's in Addo now.
How's he doing in Addo? And
settling.
how's Addo? Addo is the elephant park, isn't it?
Yes,
We've got more elephants.
It's elephant park, but you also have lions there, and you also have other species. Let's not talk about some of the species that create problems for us, but there are all animal species in that park as well.
And,
And it's
of course,
outside Port Elizabeth. It's like an hour drive from Port Elizabeth.
and we've got the Tsitsikamma forests on one hand.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. I was there last week. It's amazing. It's one area that if you really love the coastal area, you can sit there for the whole day and enjoy the beauty of the marine area.
And the forest itself.
And the forest itself. Yeah.
Well, I suppose those types of places, if you want to connect with nature now completely and be in a meditative state where nature tells you its story and then you tell it its story, or you think you do somehow. Because if you are caught up in a trance, you will be transferring messages to nature and nature talking back to you.
Of course, there's no better place for spirit regeneration other than our national parks. I mean, they were declared national parks because of their biodiversity importance. Indeed, when you sit there and want to connect with nature and be one with nature, you will find that.
And the Table Mountain is thrown in as well. Then you have the Kalahari Transfrontier Park.
Yes, and we've got Mukala in outside Kimberley. It's an hour from Kimberley. We've got Namakwa in that area as well, the arid. And Kalahari is a transfrontier park. We're sharing it with Botswana. It's big, almost half the size of Kruger National Park. And we also have on the west coast, West Coast National Park, west of Cape Town. We also have where the two. Many people tend to believe that the two oceans are meeting in Cape Town. They are not meeting in Cape Town. They are meeting at Agulhas. We've got a beautiful park there. You actually go, when you get to Agulhas, you go to the southernmost tip of Africa.
And then you see where they come together, right?
Where they come together.
Yeah, and there's a lot of activity there. I mean, at least in terms of, it's not, you can't separate them, per se, but there's something that sort of goes or being there.
Yeah.
And you feel like the two oceans clash against
clashing, and there's also a lighthouse there where you can climb and be able to see as far as your eyes can go.
Yeah.
So it's another place really, if one loves the coastal area, to visit.
Well, the point we're making in this interview is that there are these parks, each one has got its own personality, right?
Yes.
And they, in some instances, can differ so substantially. Like the arid desert-like park, the Transfrontier one, when you compare it to the Tsitsikamma, they would be substantially different from each other. But now, for people who want to make bookings for their festive accommodation and holidays, what should they do? How do they go about it?
We might be a little bit late, but people can go onto our website, which is www.sanparks.org. And go for bookings. You can book any park that you want to go to.
Yeah.
If you do not have access to internet, you can phone.
Yes.
And the phone is 012
Yeah.
428 9111. It's a Pretoria number. It's a call center. You call there. The first the first attendant that's available will help you.
Okay.
And if you can't phone, but you have access to email, you can also email us on reservations at SANParks.org.
Okay. And then the Kruger Park is probably already full now, is it? But it wouldn't harm anyone to inquire, I suppose.
No, it wouldn't harm because people book, especially Kruger National Park, they book like 11 months in advance. But in 11 months, a lot of things can happen.
Yeah.
People can cancel. So it doesn't harm for people to try.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And in terms of the costs, if your budget is a bit low, which park should you prefer? Or if you want to go to top 5-star type park and accommodation, which one should you book with?
Let me put it this way, Tim. Our national parks is the only area really where anybody can afford to go in terms of the price. Let's take a camping site in the Kruger National Park. You'll pay around 250 per day for a camping site for 2 people.
Yes.
You can't get it anywhere in the country. If you've got a little bit of money, you can book a budget hut. These are the huts that do not have facilities.
Yes.
You only have a bed and to sleep, but you go and shower outside. There's common ablution blocks there,
Yes.
where you would be paying around 500 rands for 2 people per night.
Yeah.
If you've got a bit of better budget, then you can upgrade and go to a chalet. Our chalets are self-catering. You can bring your groceries from home. There will be stove for you. There will be pots and everything.
Linen and all of that.
Linen and everything. And then you make your own food. So you are basically eating the same food that you'll be eating if you were at home.
Sure.
But of course, if you want to spoil yourself, in all our big camps, we've got restaurants where you can go and sit with your family and get served and just pay.
Well, the point is diversity is the key here, right? And you can have a 20-year plan to visit the different parks. So there you are. It's 20 different choices to make. The parks are open, obviously, because it's the festive season now, getting filled up pretty quickly. But we just wanted to remind our viewers that, hey, this is your heritage. Enjoy it. William Mabasa, much appreciated. Thank you very much for being our guest this evening. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Tim. We hope that we will see Soweto people in all our parks, because it's important that they know their park. These parks belongs to them. Yes. There have been a misconception for many years that these parks are for overseas people and certain section of our population, which is not true. It belongs to all of us.
Of course, and great experiences to be had.
Yes.
So go out and visit the parks.